Welcome to Ghoulish Gab. Always spooky, always under 7 minutes. Summer's here. Let's talk about shark movies. We're going to go over our top three, but for the sake of not having multiple Jaws movies on the lists, we've excluded Jaws. Best shark movies, not including Jaws, any Jaws movies. Now, I've seen a lot of shitty shark movies, and there's not even that many that I would rewatch after I started thinking about all the ones that I've seen.
Yeah. I so when I was trying to come up with this, I was going through a bunch of like racking my brains and then going through lists on the internet. And it turns out that apparently my fear of sharks, like a legitimate fear of sharks, has translated to I haven't watched all that many shark movies. I've watched a bunch of like the B movies, but yeah, no, there's just not at when you cut out Jaws, my list gets a whole lot shorter.
Yeah, there would have been two Jaws movies in my legit top three for sure. Um, so I don't even have that many honorable mentions either. But anyway, number three for me, I like stupid movies. And I saw this movie the other year called Sharks of the Corn, which is exactly how it sounds. It's a
Okay.
very low budget movie, and it doesn't take itself serious, so it really works. I mean, it's effing stupid, but there's some good laughs in there. The effects are awful. Um, but I mean, the sharks are in a cornfield, and they explain it, I guess. But I'm putting that at number three. It's one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen, absolutely. But it's very enjoyable and actually pretty funny. And as far as as far as shitty shark movies go, that one sits atop the pile for me.
So my number three, you could basically take all of what you just said about Sharks of the Corn and then just put in, but there's instead of saying there's sharks in a cornfield, you'd say there's sharks in a tornado, and it all works for because my number three is Sharknado,
The first one,
the first one.
yeah,
Because I like again, this movie knows exactly what it is. It fully embraces the cheesiness. I think it's an excellent example of so bad it's good because they're not taking themselves too seriously.
yeah, that one works great too. I think I even like the second one a little better just because they embraced it more the second time around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're a lot of shitty shark movies. Ugh. Number two for me, excluding Jaws movies, I'm going with The Meg
That was my
because
number two.
okay, it's a good action movie, but I mean, it's also kind of a dumb movie, but it's fun enough. And I've watched it twice and I enjoyed it both times. And
Me
that's
too.
more than I can say about many other shark movies.
And honestly, the sequel for the Meg is not terrible either. It's not good, but it's not terrible. Plus, it's got, I mean, a lot of the shark movies out there are very low budget. This is a
Yes.
big
Yeah.
budget and it has a stacked cast. I mean, it's got Statham, it's got Rainn Wilson, Lee Bing Bing, Ruby Rose. So you're not watching it with bad acting. It's good acting.
It's acting.
It is.
I'll say that. I don't know. I didn't get around to the sequel yet. I when it came out, I did not hear anything good about it, but I mean that doesn't mean it's not worth a watch.
If you enjoyed the Meg, you're gonna enjoy the sequel. It's the exact same par of what you're looking for.
I'll get around to it sometime. So my number one then that's not a Jaws movie, and had Jaws movies been included, it would have been Jaws one, Jaws two, and then this movie would have been third. The Reef, because it was actually a terrifying movie to me. It was based on true events. I mean, these people are stranded and they're being hunted by the shark, and they don't all survive. And it was well done. Everything about it worked, and it was I mean, it was scary enough, especially for what it was. So, I it's genuinely a good movie. I would suggest if you need a shark thriller that doesn't suck and actually looks good, there's one for you.
See, and I don't even have honorable mentions because my list is so short. I have a list of movies I haven't watched because I was scared I would be too scared, which is The Reef, The Shallows, and 47 Meters Down. I think those
I,
all seem a little too real for me, and I would probably actually get freaked out.
I've been meaning to watch The Shallows like since it came out because that's another one I hear great things about, and I'm guessing that probably could have made the list had I actually watched it.
Yeah.
My only honorable mention was just the Sharknado 1 and 2. Everything else sucks.
And my number one, if anybody who knows me will not be surprised, Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, yeah.
I love Deep Blue Sea.
LL
It
Cool J?
the Yep, LL Cool J.
Okay.
The premise and Tom Jane, the premise of it is ridiculous. They're like, "Oh, we had to make the sharks bigger, and as a result, they got smarter. They can swim backwards. Shark can't." I understand that it's a ridiculous premise, but I think it's a perfect shark movie. It freaks you out. It has enough suspense. There's humor in like mixed in there. There's just the right amount of gore. I think it's good. I think it's great.
Good. Well, that's all the time we got to talk about shitty shark movies. Tell us what your some of your favorites are that aren't Jaws. Now I see why Jaws is so fucking highly revered. I
But
mean,
so
it's
it's not
not
even that it's
good,
that
but
great. It's just
shark.
the best of all of them.
I mean, it is a good movie, but my God, shark movies. I've watched so many too, and they just all suck. All right, tell us in the comments which ones you think don't suck.